Here we go.
And we're back, baby. Yes, sir. We are back. Yes. Welcome to the Couch Coach. It is Super Bowl pre-party.
Yes,
right
sir.
now, we are live and in the building. It's been about 25 something weeks that we've been back
my
at this
God.
over and over. A lot of highs, maybe a few lows here and there, especially me and Tim with the Vikings out and the Dallas Cowboys out right now. But hey, it's Super Bowl. How y'all feel?
We got one of
man?
our casts out here, huh?
How y'all feel, man?
Feel good.
Man,
It's time.
Feel great.
I've been
kidding me?
waiting for this a long time, man.
It's time.
Man, look, I'm your host, Best Show XO. I got
Super
my
Bowl
guys
weekend.
with me. I got Tim Jitsu. I got Nui with me. I got my special guest. I got Dwayne Johnson. This is my family. It's my kinfolk. I love you, my brother, like
Love
no
you
other.
too, my brother.
Hey, talk to him, man. I grew up behind you, boss, man, but tell him about your football roots.
Oh man, football roots is this. So I became a Chiefs fan in 05 when they drafted my baby brother, which is the Derrick Johnson, all-time
Nice.
tackles, record
Nice.
holder for Kansas City. Grew up in Waco, and like you said, XO is my family. Grew up an Eagles fan, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I grew up an Eagles fan. It was a camaraderie because my dad was and most of my family are huge Cowboy fans. Okay, huge Cowboy fans. So
Of course.
it was me trying to be different as a kid. Like, no, I'm gonna go for this. And a lot of times I got put out the house for that. They was like, get out of here. You ain't even seen Philadelphia. What in the world are you? Why are you going with this and going with that? But anyway, kin to a lot of athletes. Cousin to Vince Young. On our mom's side. Our mom is originally from Palestine, Texas, and so we're kin to Vince Young. His grandmother is kin to my mom. Adrian Peterson's dad's mom is kin to us, and I know XO is a huge Minnesota Vikings guy. So
You better know that.
that's
Breeds athletes. My goodness.
athletes. Bird
Athletes.
Just something in the blood.
Just when you thought you were the best in your family. Damn.
and hold on, before we even let out the gas,
There's a lot.
what's not said enough is DJ is the best linebacker to ever play college football.
Oh, he was amazing. Number 11. Great number, by the way. I love
Point
it.
blank. All right.
He had to be an athlete at number 11. I mean, jeez.
Fact. I'll just go along with that just because it's on your wall. I'll just agree with you.
I mean, hey, 11's a dope jersey, man.
It really is.
I love it.
Imagine that when he got drafted, they wouldn't even let you wear 11. And he's like, that's one of his biggest regrets. He's like, damn, why couldn't they do that when I got in the league?
Right.
I would have been 11
11
right there in
was ahead.
Kansas City.
Beautiful.
Especially for linebackers. Linebackers would have all been wearing 11. You know what I mean?
Oh, sick number, man.
Very sick.
But look, if you haven't been here before, here on the Couch Coach, we run this thing just like a football game. We got our pregame, first quarter, second quarter, halftime, third quarter, fourth quarter, and bring it home for the win. And this is supposed to be that big win. This is when they sing at halftime. This is when they come out and dance, and you got the lights and the fireworks and the things like that. We made it here to the Super Bowl, boys.
We're here.
We're here.
Oh, it's been a ride. It's been a ride.
It's really sad because it's the last weekend of the NFL.
I know.
Like it's
No,
kind of
but then the
bittersweet when
UFL
you get to
turns
this
up.
point. Then
And
the
you get to see
UFL goes
some-
crazy.
Yeah.
We can't wait for that.
I think this year the UFL. I mean, you're gonna have to tune in because they want to turn the UFL into a pipeline. Trust me.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They're gonna want these kids that have already been through maybe a year or so. They
Right.
haven't been out. You know, they're not fresh from college. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna want to dive here. This is all on purpose. This is gonna be a very
This is
niche
beautiful.
business here. So lock in. I
Good
think
football
y'all can
coming.
find it here. That's for sure.
It's going to be
but, you know,
hard hitting, boy.
but look, man, guys, there's some people that might be watching tonight,
Okay.
and you still have not subscribed. Subscribe. That's
We should
the
allow
ad.
them in.
Come on.
We're at
Ad-
119, man. 150, we're throwing it out. We'll get you your favorite jersey.
Come
We get
on,
to
man.
150.
If we get to 150, if you are the 150 subscriber, guess what? We gonna give you a jersey of your choice. Come
Good
on.
quality, not the BS. Good
Not
quality.
the
Come
BS.
on.
Like this beautiful Troy Aikman jersey. Look at this. It's all patched up. It's beautiful. It's got big stars you can't see. Oh yeah, the big star.
Why are you
know.
showing that right now?
No,
My
this is Troy Aikman.
Lord.
This is who Patrick Mahomes is facing right now.
Oh,
It feels
he does
wild.
Sorry,
get
we'll
into
talk
his
about that.
category
We'll
with a
talk
win.
about that.
It feels
We'll
wild.
talk
him
about
there.
that.
It does. It does. But look, this is what we want to talk about here in the first quarter. This is all going to be about reflection. All right. In the first quarter, the
Reflection.
type of reflection we want to have, it's about this mountain. You know what I mean? And I think when we talk football, people forget it's 32 teams. And out of 32 teams, 2 make it to the end. It takes a lot. And it's been a wild road for both teams. So I'm going to start it off with the defending champs.
Okay.
I'm going to start off with the defending champs.
Okay.
Let's reflect on the Kansas City Chiefs.
Before we dive into that, I thought we was gonna talk about the Pro Bowl and we hold on, man. We not even through, man. It's a little early right now. We giving them a little too much taste right now.
You know what?
We gotta bring that back.
You can bring that back. I was gonna dive right in because
I know it's a little taste, but we want to get some people on here right now.
When I said Super Bowl pre-party, it's some people ready to party with the Super Bowl. So I was gonna reel them in, but you're right.
I mean, I get it.
You're right.
But you gotta talk about it.
I was gonna
I can't believe
backtrack.
you're
Pro Bowl.
gonna, I can't believe you were going to let him interrupt you like that. You're the host.
No, you know
My bad.
I'm gonna let him have it because it's
Okay.
his night. It's his night.
Oh, it's his night.
It's
Now
his night. He can have
Which
it.
other team is in here?
He can have
Don't
it.
worry, I'll wait.
He can
Yeah.
have it, but only tonight. Because after y'all lose, but I ain't gonna go too far.
Oh, here you
I'm not gonna
go.
let you have it no more. Okay.
Here you
He's already
go.
got predictions. He's already got predictions.
I got him a little high, but I threw him a little curveball. I like
So
how
for
you
the first
reacted
time
to it.
ever, we're gonna do a rewind. Bring that back. First quarter this week, we're gonna talk about what the hell happened this past weekend. Okay, and that was the
Quick,
Pro Bowl.
little run.
Okay, that was the Pro Bowl, and
Okay.
it was very interesting. I don't normally pop it off, but I want to say my piece before we even get started. I love the Pro Bowl now.
Really?
See, I know you want to talk about it.
I love
Love
the Pro
it.
Bowl now. Because guess what? Them boys is playing hard. You know what I mean? They want to win. They do not want to lose, right? And I know we want to see these people smack them around, but as I'm looking on the field, I'm like, that's a lot of money right there. Ooh, when that ball goes up in the air, I'm like, oh my God, that's about $150 million combined right there on one pass.
True.
On one pass, they cost way too much to get hurt. And that flag football, it's about to go to the Olympics. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
that's gonna be awesome.
think
Our
it's-
team is gonna be really good.
It's a little bit
We'll
more
win it.
competitive.
About to go to the Olympics?
Yeah, it's man. I'll tell you, our team played in a flag league, the AFL, where you had a chance to win $1 million, and we had a cold squad from Grapevine. We had NFL guys. Man, you jump on that flag field with some of them other cats. It's a different ball game. We have pro guys. We have pro guys, and it's just like, damn.
Yeah, it hits different.
When Tyreek said they would blow him out, I was like, no,
No.
you would not.
I don't think so.
Y'all might get murked.
I don't
Y'all might get a 50
Now,
piece.
Merc is excessive. But
No.
when that boys get up there and
The pros versus the flag people, they got murked during that first AFL run. Murked.
Wow.
Go back and look at it. It's on there. You have some good guys out there.
Tyreek Kills out there, it's gonna be way different though.
I mean, maybe he's a flag player, which is cool.
Right.
But you got those guys that can pull flags. That's the number one thing. If you can't pull flags, those guys can pull
It's going
flags.
to be a long day if you can't pull.
Those good teams can pull flags.
So Newey, before I even get started, because look,
I'm sorry I had to rewind you, but we had to get this
no,
going.
no, check me out. Like Tim, look, between
Yeah.
you and Dwayne, you know what I'm saying? Y'all have watched some games that me and Newey can't fathom. Y'all watched the sport grow to a
Wow.
point. No,
Okay.
no.
You just
Listen,
out
listen,
just like that, but that's true.
I
That's
want
true.
to be respectful. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
y'all have seen the sport elevate and grow over the years, you know, way even more so than we have. So how did y'all feel about the Pro Bowl? Because to me, I think it's innovative and I think it's in the right place right now. But what do y'all think about this
I
game?
thought it was very innovative. And, you know, like you said, it was complete entertainment because at first, I ain't gonna lie, I had reserves. I was like, anybody want to watch a flag football game? But I got to watch it, and I said, "Hey, this is different. And it was really competitive, and it kept my attention. And I was like, oh wow, you know." But I didn't know that it was a thing until you guys was talking about this Olympics, and I'm like, I just learned something like today, right now. I'm like, wow, that's
Oh.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I would-
I like it to the extent that it is entertaining. They always used to have the skills challenges for the quarterbacks, so that's not too new. The dodgeball is kind of fun. Get to see players more of a human element, right? So I kind of like all that stuff. I do miss the game to some extent, because you get to see the best players in the league play against each other. And the way they used to do it, it would be after the Super Bowl. So you'd have the Super Bowl champions playing in the Pro Bowl, and it was a different feel. And you got to see them all play, and they would go to Hawaii. But that day is long gone. And obviously, as you say, we can't be – it got to the point where they weren't even barely touching each other when they were still on pads. So it made sense to do something different.
Yeah,
And,
wasn't that terrible, Tim?
there you
Because
go.
I was like, wow, what is this? And I think the NFL had to do something different.
You had to, because less people, I would say more people tuned out of watching the Pro Bowl the last year or two it was on with pads than what have tuning in now. Then, you probably lost more viewers, and I bet you've gained double that by going to this other format, because you get the kids are more interested in it. You get the wives are more interested in watching the different challenges and things like that. When you get to the flag, everybody's mic'd up, and you get to hear their personalities. And we got to see that Jalen Hurts really can't throw a football, so that was fun.
Oh wow.
Really enjoyed that.
You know what? That surprised me when they did the quarterback challenge throws.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like,
Zero.
don't let
My
that-
man had 0 points.
And Dan Overlovsky beats all of them.
Yeah, Dan Orlovsky in a full shirt tie went out there and whooped everybody's ass.
Wow.
Now, he's
now he
also the
threw-
only guy
he
to jump
threw a
out of the
dot.
back of the end zone.
He threw a dot to his old teammate in the game.
Wow.
Okay.
He did. He threw a nice one to CeeDee Lamb in the game where I was like, okay, Jalen. But I must agree, this was the same guy that I've always seen. That I think that me and Tim always agree on. He's a pedestrian passer, and you really got to see it in full display.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
True.
I think
Yeah,
that
no tush push in a flag
170
football
million,
game, brother.
man.
You can't tush push in there.
I was not ready.
You're in shorts and t-shirt. You can't hit a 3-yard out.
it's something
God,
something ain't
Bro,
right.
he couldn't hit the big ass dummy right in front of him for 1 point. He could. I mean,
You can at
Come
least
on,
hit that
man.
right-handed. My God.
I mean, a couple other things I got to see.
yes.
As far as the quarterback play, it does kind of show. You know what I mean? Like when you're watching the game, it's like, oh, CJ Stroud is special. You know what I mean?
He's like this.
And then-
His processor.
Yeah. And then right afterwards, you see Geno, and you're like, this is boring. You know what I mean?
Geno throws a pretty ball, though. My
Yeah,
goodness.
but you could tell that he requires.
My
assistance.
goodness.
He just doesn't
It
step
does,
out
but
and
when
then
he throws the ball, it's like he throws it different than a lot of those guys out there. I will say that.
He just throw a nice ball.
Yeah, I mean,
It looked
Jalen Hurts
different
seemed
than a
to-
lot
to
of-
panic.
Gino, and you know who else throws a pretty ball? Baker Mayfield.
Baker.
Love Baker. We love Baker on this show.
We love Baker. Yes. Oh, shaking Baker. I'm glad he got a found a team. I'm glad he found a team. I like it.
I
Very
know.
happy for Baker.
Instead of always highlighting the quarterbacks, let me say, Keenan Allen is just always open.
Yes, he is.
And what I saw in this game, and in just the simple ass flag football, was every single quarterback that was with him was like, all right, where he at? Oh, he's already there. They wasn't looking for nobody else. They had Tyreek Hill over there. They had Jamar Chase over there.
So what
And it
does
was
that
like,
tell you
where's
about?
Keenan Allen?
What does that tell you about Tyreek Hill in a flag situation against guys going to the Olympics?
Yeah.
He'd probably be a non-factor
Yeah. they
unless
just
he gets
cloud
reverses
cover him
or
in
quick
a
passes.
flag
Yeah, they're
situation.
gonna take him away.
Yeah.
And you know they got guys who can jump out the gym. Remember that dude that we had from Grapevine? Dude was just like throw it up. I was like, oh my God. You got some freaks
he's
out
gonna
there,
look
man.
really good in that new Jim Harbaugh offense next year. Keenan Allen. I can't.
Oh, he's gonna eat. He'll have 100. He'll have 100
Where's
receptions.
my Chargers hat? Just
Yeah, the
you know,
Chargers.
let's just remember this is
They're
the
going to be a
team for
dangerous team.
2024.
But you
Right
can't.
here.
This team.
Oh, see, as a Chiefs fan, you're in trouble. If
Oh,
you
yeah,
don't
you're in
fix your
trouble.
offense, you're in trouble.
You're in trouble for sure. Oh, look at this! It is a party. It is
Gotta
a
guess. It's a
Super Bowl
party.
party.
Super Bowl party.
There she
We got the kids in
is.
the house.
The Queen is joined.
The queen, she's there.
It's time.
So
Too bad
I,
Roman's knocked out right now.
I appreciated the skills challenge. I like how they did it in between the quarters. I do love the build up with the coaches. I want to see a rotation of guys too, though. I don't want to just see the Mannings. I think it's cool to have them, but I want to see a rotation of some legends come
I
out.
think that's part of the shtick, though.
Hey, how do you feel about his freestyle though, Stefan? As an artist with Eli Manning's
Yeah,
bars
did you
right
like
there.
Eli's
I
rap?
love them.
No, did you like his rap though?
Did you like the delivery? I thought it was good.
I thought it was pretty good.
Okay. I mean, the lyrics were outstanding. They hit
it was
home.
pretty
They hit
No,
hard.
Super
I thought
accurate.
everything was pretty good. If you want to be honest, I mean,
Super accurate.
no. But let me be clear here. They have both found themselves.
Yeah,
I mean, they're honestly both pretty good at what they do.
yeah,
know what I mean?
Absolutely.
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 Manning's
They found these personalities and it works.
the
Who thought
Mannings
Eli
are
was that
nat-
funny? Eli's funny.
He's
The
funny.
Mannings are national treasures.
Yeah,
and should
facts.
never go away.
Facts. So you think this should be their game?
I love it.
Yes,
man. It
absolutely.
makes it
Because you
more
got
fun for me
Ray
because
Lewis. You got Ray Lewis on defense.
Ray Lewis's part. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of fun, dude, and they're different. Eli is just out there. I mean, Peyton, he's just out there. He's overtly funny. Where Eli is kind of sneaky funny, right? He's got those backroom jokes. I just love his dry sense of humor and the way they play off each other. I love it. I love knowing that I get to see the Mannings coaching that game.
but
Because anytime the Mannings are a part of anything, I have to watch it.
wait till after Travis retires and it's the Kelsey brothers versus the Mannings brothers.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
I like that.
Ooh.
I like that.
That's a good
Although-
call. That's a money call right there.
Who's going to
That
coach?
smells
the
like
defense?
money.
Who's going to coach defense?
smells
for the
like
Manning
money.
brothers?
That is a good money call.
Good
It can still be Ray Lewis because Ray Lewis is tied to them.
Can Taylor Swift be a ref?
Oh man.
In that scenario?
Swifties.
Oh,
Who would
shout out
be
to the
Travis
Swifties.
Kelsey? Would it be old? Who can you have? As the Chiefs Eagles, like who's that guy on that linebacker?
Hey, tell you what, bring in the McCourty brothers and just split them up. Each team gets a McCourty brother, and then they can run the defense.
See, the problem with the McCourty brothers, only one was really that good.
yeah.
But they're both really
that
good
the
at
one
what
on
they're doing
TV?
now.
Yeah,
Is
they're
that the
both
one
good
on
on TV.
Is that
But
the
Devin
one on
White
TV?
played for the Patriots
They're
was
both on
good.
TV, bro.
Jason was okay.
Yeah.
I got you. I like them
Jason
both
was
on TV. I think they're both pretty good.
Jason was okay. So that we addressed the Pro Bowl, the other things
Awards?
that happened this weekend that
Ooh,
you know
awards.
Award.
that you know
How do you feel?
we have a difference of opinion for some things around here when it
Don't
comes
we?
to
Absolutely do.
okay.
Absolutely.
But let's talk about the awards, and like we always do, I'll start with you, Tim. How do
Okay.
you feel about the awards this
Okay.
weekend?
You know what? I feel like there were some awards that went to a few guys that really shouldn't have gone to those guys. And I'm going to start with the big one. Should I start with the big one or should we start small? Should we start small?
Start small.
Start small. Coach of the year. Coach of the year. Really? How is the Miko Ryans not the coach of the year, bro?
I agree. That's
He
ridiculous.
not only
I
did he
agree.
have the offensive
It's either
rookie of the
him or
year,
Dan Campbell. It's either him or Dan Campbell.
or Dan Campbell because he did something the Lions haven't done in 30 years.
Yeah.
What I like about D'Amico Ryans is he had the rookie of the year both on offense and defense. Now that doesn't happen just walking into the building. You got that's got to come from the staff as well. And they got to the playoffs. They won a playoff game. Like, what are we talking about? I don't understand how Stefanski got it. I understand that the Browns went on an epic run with Joe Flacco, but D'Amico Ryans to me was clear-cut coach of the year, so that bothered me.
Yeah.
Hey, somebody cut off their YouTube and mute it.
Oh.
Like mute your YouTube. Turn down your volume.
Do
We're
we
live.
have
It doesn't matter. But every time we talk, it's like you hear something
Got you.
that's echoing.
It's not on my side. I don't have YouTube open.
Anybody on speaker?
Mm-mm.
Interesting.
Hmm.
All right.
Mm.
Hey, it's just technical difficulties live. It's it's a good show. Keep going.
Hey. What's the
Okay,
part about-
what's next? Does anybody else agree?
Look,
disagree?
y'all got thrown off. Come on.
No,
I
man.
mean,
but look,
D'Amico Ryans, where are we at? Does anybody agree?
I gotta.
I'm 100% with you, Tim. D'Amico Ryans,
I agree.
hands down.
So what's the to me? It's like I gotta look at a few things. You know, what's the criteria here? You know, because are we saying D'Amico Ryans because he took the Texans? Because we can say the same thing about Kevin Stefanski because he took the Browns.
Okay,
You know
but
what I
the
mean?
Browns coming into the year were expected to compete. The Texans were not. The Texans
I
were
mean-
not even expected to compete for their division, let alone win their division and win a playoff game and beat Kevin Stefanski in the playoff.
But when
Yeah,
we talk
he
about those
deserved that.
expectations,
D'Amico
I think you
deserved that,
gotta
man.
you have to start with the fact that Baltimore Ravens, Cincinnati Bengals, they didn't make the playoffs.
No,
You know what I mean? But up front, it's all about Joe Burrow. You know what I mean? That was the thoughts of everyone. So Cleveland trying to survive in arguably the best division in football, they went through 4 different quarterbacks, 4 starting quarterbacks.
I understand what you're saying.
Mind
They
you,
had-
D'Amico
they had a
Ryans-
top-notch defense.
Yeah,
They did.
D'Amico
And I
Ryans-
understand how, yeah.
I mean, I get the thought process, but I just think D'Amico did more with less. And I think the fact that the Texans, we were talking about the Texans is this great story, and CJ was on this epic run, probably one of the best, if not the best, rookie performances we've ever seen.
Of all
And he
time.
can't get any love as coach of the year.
Yeah.
I thought he did an
That's
outstanding job.
ridiculous.
Now
I
you're
miss you,
thinking about it.
D'Amico.
It's hard for me. It's hard for me to look at who won the rookie of the year. You know what I mean?
They're all Ohio State Buckeyes.
No, but that's the thing. I'm thinking like
That's
who won
crazy.
the rookie of the year? CJ Stroud. So that means he played better than everybody.
right.
Correct.
You know, and part of getting CJ Stroud is not just D'Amico Ryans. That organization selected CJ Stroud. So I can't put that all on D'Amico. And with D'Amico being a defensive coordinator, basically, he's a defensive head coach.
Okay.
You know, there's a lot of other variables that made CJ Stroud be great. And let's be real. If it was no CJ Stroud, the Texans are not talked about. They're not in the playoffs.
What about
But he
Will
also
Anderson
just
Jr.?
Will Anderson
who was
just
also
won
defensive rookie of the year.
rookie. That
Really?
attests to your coaching.
Really, really good.
They're both rookies and they
Really,
both,
really good.
yeah.
I mean, hey, he's the first defensive player taken off
They
the
won
board.
their division.
There's
and
an
they won a playoff
expectation
game.
for you to be that good. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's
I mean,
just to me
I get
trying
it.
to navigate.
Stefanski, it's the quarterback.
Okay,
situation.
so that's
Trying to navigate 4 different quarterbacks.
It's a quarterback.
that's the first one. Let's go with another small one because there's a good argument here. Myles Garrett wins Defensive Player of the Year. When
There ain't
in my
no
mind, it
argument.
Probably should have been T.J. Watt.
I don't think there's no argument. I think that's Myles Garrett. We've been saying it all year, bro.
all year.
I
All
get
year.
you, but
He should have been in the MVP race.
21 sacks compared to how many did Miles have? 14.
Do you know how disruptive Myles Garrett is outside
Yeah,
of just
okay.
sacks?
Wait,
I get you.
here's this
I'm
one.
just
I don't
making
think
an
you're
argument.
hearing.
I'm just making
TJ
an
that's
argument
all
on the
TJ
other side.
I get it.
When we look at this show, when we talked about all throughout the season, when we have our risers and our fallers in pigskin stock market, it was always the Cleveland Browns led
And
by
Myles
Myles
Garrett.
Garrett, or the player was Myles Garrett. And not once did we ever say, TJ Watt is out there just changing the game.
No.
It's pretty good. All right.
I mean, are we just going by pure numbers?
No, listen. I'm just throwing out the argument. I'm going
And I
to give
like
you
He's
another
the most
small one.
dominant force in the NFL.
Now
at
this one I'm
defense.
going to argue big for.
I like the
This one-
argument. Now go
this one-
ahead.
Here we go.
Go
This
ahead.
one I'm going to argue big for.
It's time. Go
Comeback
ahead.
Player of the Year. How does that not go to Baker Mayfield?
How does that not go to Baker?
My man has been
In
shit
all-
on for
Well,
years.
Well,
And
because
he gets to Tampa Bay and he wins the division and wins a playoff game.
no, this is why. It's because of that one game. That one game with the Rams
Yeah.
made the people feel like Baker did not have to come back. That was his comeback moment, and it wasn't enough for him to win it last year. But remember, everybody after that game, it was like, that's the Baker we all know.
But that was
Right.
2 years ago though.
no, not
Because
with the Rams.
he was with the Panthers last year.
No, he was
He's
with
with the-
the Rams last year.
He was with the Panthers, got cut, went to the
Got cut.
Rams, got
Oh,
released,
right. The
and then
Rams was
played
at the
next
end. So
day.
you
Didn't
think
even
that
have a
one
practice.
game was the different? They said, "Oh, he's back."
Yeah, because after he left,
Yeah,
after
he's
he left the
back.
Panthers, it was like his career's over.
I don't know. I think Joe Flacco did it for a quarter of the season. Baker Mayfield did it for the whole season. I got to give it to Baker. That would be
I'm
my
going to
argument.
strongly disagree with everything.
I just didn't feel like he was a
about-
comeback player to me.
You know who I feel is the comeback player of the year?
Who's that?
That kid right there. Tore his UCL in the NFC Championship. Wasn't even supposed to play in the preseason.
Oh.
Wasn't even probably supposed to play half the year.
gotta
And
get
turned
somebody
around,
and-
and now he's in the freaking Super Bowl.
He didn't come back
Where did he
from. I
come
mean,
back from?
where did he come
Like,
back from? He just got
Bro,
hurt.
he tore his UCL.
And now
Yeah,
he's
If
he
fine.
anybody
played
knows how
16
crucial that
games.
is, it doesn't matter. He came back from injury, and he was he wasn't even supposed to start. How is he not the comeback player of the year?
Jeez Louise.
Y'all are
Okay.
hating, bro. If
Okay.
you're gonna put Baker in there, I'm a damn sure put Brock in there. Brock got injured,
Here's the
and
big
Brock
one.
came back.
Here's the big
Did he?
one.
Not, did he not, Mr. Johnson?
That's not.
Did he not?
He
Did-
did come back.
Did we know Brock Purdy was gonna be the day one starter, or did we think it was probably gonna be in the second quarter of the season? Yes or no?
Why are you yelling at us though?
I'm not yelling. I'm not yelling.
It's Super Bowl Saturday.
Hey, but
Oh,
look,
God.
I had to make my point, man, like, because people tend to forget.
Gotcha.
I was like, did you forget he tore his damn elbow?
Well, let me ask you this, Brandon.
The disrespect.
Let me ask you this. Then why wasn't he even a candidate?
Not even a candidate.
The
No
disrespect.
one believes that.
Nobody believes that. but you.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
here's the big
Well, the
one.
last person to come back from it was Big Ben. If you guys truly know what a UCL injury is, damn near a cripple to a quarterback.
It's true.
And that, guess what? Quarterback nerd. That's probably why we didn't say it, because most people don't know that.
Yeah.
That's true.
Golly.
They can't
I
fathom it.
don't know if
Damn
any three
shame,
of you are
bro.
going to agree with me on this or not.
No, we're not, Tim, so don't even start.
Oh.
MVP went to Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
Here's my issue with it.
Okay.
My man was the 15th ranked quarterback in the NFL, and he wins the MVP coming off winning with a team that had the number one scoring defense in the league, the number one rushing offense in the league. It's hard for me to give a quarterback award to a quarterback who is ranked 15th at his position throwing the football. Very, very difficult for me to do that.
Yeah, but you got to kind of Lamar Action Jackson is a little bit more than just his arm, Tim. You got to
Until he gets into the playoffs and forgets about that.
yeah, that's true. We made us forget about that, you know. But, yeah, I get it. Your quarterback, Dak Prescott, had the best numbers quarterback wise.
I'm not even putting Dak in it because Dak
Spare
didn't
me.
beat 500 teams.
Yeah.
So I can't put Dak. I would be
me.
more inclined to put somebody
CMC.
that isn't a.
CMC.
There you go. I'm more inclined to put it. And listen,
CMC.
I've been strong about this all season, Stefan. I don't think
You
that
have.
a quarterback needs to win the MVP. And I do think someone like a Christian McCaffrey, who is an engine of the most elite offense in the NFL right now, is more of an MVP to me than Lamar Jackson was.
I agree with you.
This is what happened down
Well,
the
thank you.
stretch.
I like Dwayne. He can come back anytime. He agrees with me.
Because no, you got to remember.
There's nothing.
Tim,
You don't say anything wrong.
Tim,
It's just
Tim,
like,
we agreed
it's a
with
different
you too.
style of play that
You know, there was a
that you
point
don't
where
like.
we all stepped back and we said, no, you know what? This is a two-man race. This is not a quarterback race. We talked about this on this show, and we thought it was between CMC and Tyreek Hill, right? And then something happened right at the end. A good thing happened for the 49ers, and that's why they're in the Super Bowl. Brock Purdy he started to show he was a game changer. So some of those games, they were coming on the hands of Brock Purdy. So CMC lost his value. Dak
Ooh, I don't know
just
if he
didn't
ever
look the
loses
same.
his value.
So how I look at this, man, is it sucks that it's a regular season award. And I feel like if you want to be
too.
MVP, let's go through the mud
I feel
because you
that.
can easily put Pat Mahomes back in there, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Despite having the most turnovers in his career,
Yeah.
he has turned into an assassin and understands the game at a different level
Right
now.
Yeah, I
That
agree
is
with
very
You know
very
what, though?
calming. It gives you a sense of calmness because he understands he doesn't have to always be a game changer, Pat Mahomes.
No.
He can be the game manager and say, hey, we got this. And they were suffocating teams from the start in the playoffs.
If
So
they were to
I
do
think
that, though, Brandon, we'd get into
but
a
they
bigger
should.
trap. But listen, if they were to do
but
that, we'd fall into a bigger trap where now we would
No.
only look at the 2 Super Bowl quarterbacks.
Well, that's
and
fine.
we would
because-
forget everything else that everyone else did.
No, despite the Super Bowl, running into the playoffs, because if you look at it and you look at the numbers in the playoffs, it's probably going to go to CMC. Pat Mahomes didn't put up a lot of numbers, but Pat Mahomes could have jumped in there very easily over Lamar.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, let's call it what it is. And these are the biggest moments, the biggest games of the year, and you don't count for that, you have to.
Well,
You
here's
have
my
to.
problem. Here's my problem with all of that.
You gotta
That's
count
the
for
conversation, and we're
it.
talking
Because
about
all
playoffs.
they were all in the playoffs.
If we're
bro.
talking about playoffs,
all of them.
then no, you should be happy about this. If we're talking about playoffs and we're talking about what I've seen at this point, then it will be Brock Purdy.
Well, there it is.
Wow.
I mean, yes, it would, but Brock Purdy had a couple of struggles, a couple of setbacks, right? His numbers,
I mean,
You know,
CMC was huge.
they
in
weren't
that
inflated,
championship
but-
game.
Yeah, he
bro.
was-
Pat Mahomes didn't throw a pick in the entire playoffs in snow and all this crazy bullshit weather, and he didn't turn the ball over once.
Sure did.
To me,
To
as a
spread
quarterback nerd, that is so fucking impressive. It doesn't matter if you throw for over 300 yards. I'm like, do you even turn the ball over in this terrain? Oh my, we got something here, right? You're slowing the game down.
And he
You're
jumped up. He jumped up big,
That's
14-0
huge.
on the
That's
on the
huge.
league's number 1 defense. at the time.
Tyreek Hill, there was no sign of him outside of that touchdown. Like all these guys who were MVP candidates, they had playoff opportunities, which they could have maximized it even more. They got to stretch this thing out because all of these guys that were candidates were in the playoffs. You can't just base it off the regular season because some of those games are not the most important games when it matters the most.
Well, look, I don't want to gloss over this because we've actually even spent a lot of time on trying to advocate for other players. But let's be real. Lamar Jackson earned it.
100%.
Right.
He earned it. He earned it.
He
He
earned
only
it.
lost by 7. He earned it.
If I don't care how it happened, but let's be real. At the beginning of the season, there were a few people that said, the Baltimore Ravens are a threat, but number 1 seed. You know how many other teams were number 1 seed? The Bills were supposed to be the number 1 seed. The Chiefs were supposed to be the number 1 seed. The big bad Bengals were supposed to be the number 1 seed. People were leaving out Lamar very early in this process.
Yes, they were.
But he rose to the occasion. There were games that defense
Lamar stayed
did win.
consistent.
I would argue that Josh Allen did more for his team than Lamar did for his. Because
No,
without
would
Josh
too. I
Allen,
don't
the
know,
Bills
bro.
are not in
Yes.
the playoffs. Now, easy without Josh Allen, we don't even discuss the Bills ever.
Despite his turnovers,
Ever.
they had an 8-game win streak to win. It was literally you win
They never
or you
had the
lose
best
and you go home. Win or go home
The
for
Bills
literally like
never
7,
had the
8
number
weeks,
one.
and they
The
did
Bills-
it.
The Bills never had the number 1 defense. They never had the number 1 scoring defense. Josh Allen was the only reason the Bills won those games. Let's be fair about it. Think about it. I'm just looking, when we talk about most valuable player, there was games where Lamar didn't do anything more than throw for 200 yards, run for 2 touchdowns inside the 10 on designed quarterback runs, and the defense held the other team to 3 points and you win the game.
I will say
Congratulations.
this about Lamar. When he played the toughest teams and he won. That's the difference.
Yes.
Like it's against good teams. You can be enamored with stats, padding your stats, throwing for this. But when it mattered the most in the regular season, when it was against tougher teams, he humiliated people.
He
And
humiliated.
you realize the second he let go, he was the best player on the field, and there was nothing you could do about it.
Until
When
we
he
got
made
to the
Foreigner-
AFC Championship
He
game.
made Fred Warner look like a little league linebacker trying to. It looked bad. I was like, damn, we really can't stop him.
I know how to squash that.
I call it what it is.
From October to December, the best running back in the AFC was James Cook
Yeah. Yeah.
in the whole conference.
Yeah, he killed it, bro. But he had one game where he exploded.
Yeah, one
he
game
had
that he
one big
exploded,
game.
but I'm talking about for months.
If you're talking about the months, it's Kyron Williams, bro. After
no. I said the AFC.
Okay.
In
I'm
the
just like,
AFC.
what? Hold on now.
Look, think about it.
I'm going to look that up and get back to you with that.
You sure it wasn't Pacheco? You sure it wasn't Pacheco?
Pacheco was running through people. You had 2 guys in Baltimore that were running through people.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
It's not like James Cook was just running for 150 yards a game. Come on now. He had that big game.
Cook was changing the narrative in Buffalo. He was a part of them winning the games. I just didn't want to let you get away with saying Josh Allen was the only reason why they was winning those games.
Nah, but Josh Allen was really making a lot of plays. He was. They switched a little bit, but when they needed it the most, bro, Josh carried that team on his back.
He did.
He really did. That playoff I saw with the Chiefs, it looked like the Josh Allen show. It was like, hey, we win or dine with him. And he threw a beautiful pass. And it dropped right in the hands of Stephon Diggs, and he dropped that thing.
Dropped right down to the ground.
That was probably one of the prettiest deep throws and most effortless deep throws I've seen. That was probably 65 yards in the air, maybe 70.
We got to stop poo-pooing on Josh Allen and just sit back and really –
Josh is just a wild talent.
Appreciate him for what he is. It's like we used to. I mean, he's this generation's John Elway. People should just enjoy the fact of who he is.
He's Brett Favre.
Yeah, no,
he's totally Brett Favre.
Brett Favre couldn't throw the ball like that, bro. He couldn't throw the ball like John Elway. No, John Elway was different.
What? Josh Allen's a freak.
Not like John Elway,
bro. Brett Favre could throw further than. Yes, Tim. I've actually grew up in this era.
Bro, so did I. Well, I grew up with John Elway, and I'm telling you that you didn't watch John Elway when he was
did watch John Elway.
John Elway would throw the ball so hard. Tell him, Dwayne.
Dwayne, we got.
Yes, I understand that, but Brett Favre would break fingers.
Yes, he would.
And John Elway couldn't run.
Hey, but Tim, go look it back up the quarter.
Run like Elway.
This is how we about to get nerdy. Hold on, XO. Hold on just a second. Go back to quarterback 95 when they did the quarterback challenge. Brett Favre threw that thing 80 yards, bro.
Okay.
John Elway and all them boys in it. Ain't nobody messing with Brett Favre's arm back in the day.
What? They were in it together? Were they in it together?
No. John Elway got an MLB arm. He got an MLB arm. Let's.
That's when Elway was older. And by the way, he beat Brett Favre in the Super Bowl.
Hey, I understand that. John used to get his ass whooped in the Super Bowl. He used to get his ass. Hey, that was TD that won that Super Bowl. TD in that defense.
Disrespecting John Elway.
I love John, but John knees was bad on that time. His knees was bad. He had two. He was out there. He was out there walking like Stone Cold with the 2 knee braces on. Like he was like, "Shit, I got it. I gotta get it."
Oh man!
So
anything for the ring.
Before I move on from the MVP, I want to ask you a question, Tim.
Yeah, ask me a question.
And you know, I've really gotten to know your stance on some things, you know, over these weeks. And I know you're one of the truest QB nerds there are out there, man. Like, so I get it. You want to see that ball passed. You want to see it with precision. You want to see an accurate ball. You want to see what a guy can do from the mental. You want him to see what he can do before you snap the ball, pre-snap reads.
I like that. Yeah.
Tom Brady says it too.
I know what you like, man.
I like it.
But as I look at it, 820 rushing yards from Lamar is amazing. Controlling game. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's that third down. It's that third and 11 when everybody was covered. And that beautiful drawn up play wasn't there. Lamar was able to do it a little bit different than even your guy, Josh Allen. No,
you're right. No. You back up. I wouldn't necessarily say that because while he may be a little bit more wiggly than Josh Allen, he's not going to throw to the left and turn on his back foot and throw an 80-yard dime down the right sideline. I'm sorry, Lamar's not doing that, but Josh Allen is.
Josh
So,
Allen ain't doing that, Tim.
let's
That's
just keep
very
it 100.
unrealistic of a torque.
Obviously, I'm over exaggerating, but you know what I'm saying.
But at
Josh
least
Allen
keep it
makes
real.
throws that Lamar Jackson could never make.
I've seen Lamar. I can pull up Lamar film, and Lamar has rolled left and threw back right on a wheel on a cover 2 hole shot. Yeah,
Oh,
I
my
have
God.
film on it. I watch film of him.
See, here's the
Listen.
problem. Here's the real problem I have with this whole Lamar Jackson thing. He was MVP the day he signed for $260 million.
He earned it.
The day he signed that money,
earned
everybody said coming into the season, Lamar Jackson's going to be. It was week 1. Lamar Jackson's MVP. I'm tired of it going to a quarterback. I'm tired of it going to a quarterback.
But see, look,
Can I ask you
the
this?
MVP is no better than being the homecoming team.
Can I ask you this? Can I ask you this, Tim? How many times have you played Lamar Jackson as a Cowboy fan?
I don't think very many.
Okay, now this is the point.
Okay.
What's the point?
When your favorite team plays him, you see exactly why he's the MVP. He humiliates people, bro. Like, it's watching our team like just play Lamar Jackson on Christmas Day. I was like, there's nothing we effing can do. Like, we can't stop that. Like,
this is not me saying he's not a good football player.
No. I'm not saying that, but you haven't seen him abuse your team yet. When you see that,
it changes.
like Unk's seen it.
You know what I do
He's
see?
like, shit.
You know what I
Like,
do see?
he knows what it's like to play against him.
I see
It's a
this
fucking nightmare.
I see this extremely athletic quarterback get into a situation where a defensive scheme and the fact that the other team is scoring quickly puts them in a predicament that Lamar has to use his arm more than his legs. And I see him not be able to get the job done. And I see that more times than not when put in those positions. That's
Well, he
where my
has to learn to
drawback
throw
comes with
underneath.
Lamar.
Yeah, I understand that. The processor is everything, and Lamar has to understand, instead of being this dynamic, I got to make this play, I got to make this play. Hey, there's a lot of times they were playing combo coverage, and they let the underneath go probably 10 times in the AFC Championship game. I literally watched it, and I'm like, just take the fat chick in the flats, man, because the time you did take it, the guy got 8 yards. It's all about staying ahead of the chains, suffocating defenses. You have to bore teams, and he hasn't gotten to that point where he can bore you. He's more excitement than bore. And once he gets to that boring stage, because watching Pat Mahomes for a while in the playoffs, he kind of bored you, right? Threw a lot of check downs. He'll have a couple wild plays, but that was probably about it. Outside of that, he's got to get to that level where he can bore you. And then when he bores you, it's going to be like, holy shit, he's doing all this crazy stuff. Plus his athleticism.
Man, well, to me, I think Tim said it early. He said you did all of this stuff to get to be the MVP, and in the playoffs, you didn't really play the same. And
One game.
I tried to argue that. I tried to argue it, and then I had to look at it. I had to look at it again, and I'm like, you know what? Even though that game could have went different, bro, Lamar Jackson averages the highest yards per carry in the NFL.
It's crazy. He's a nightmare to defend, bro.
Of any person with the ball.
He plays the Cowboys, bro. You'll see exactly what we see.
And the person that's under him is
sucks.
the other guy that we want to say is the MVP. It's CMC.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he throws the ball. You know what I mean? So it's like, even if I just add that on there, if I say, oh yeah, and he throws the ball too.
He's a nightmare, bro. You have to look at passing and rushing combined when it comes to a guy like him. And his production is just as good as anybody on top of a 4,000-yard passer. He gets 4,000 yards a different way. And so it hurts defenses because they're especially in zone. You can't really play him in man because you're leaving lanes.
But again, they made him one-dimensional, right? The Chiefs made Lamar one-dimensional, and when that happened, they did not win the game. And by the way, in the Texans game, in that playoff game, guys, he didn't light it up. I know there was 4 touchdowns scored total. I get that. But he only threw for 200 yards. And by the way, the Texans
You're only looking at how he throws, Tim.
The Texans
That's
only scored 3 points. The Texans scored 3 points. They never were on the field. The Baltimore Ravens defense suffocated that Texans team, and Baltimore was set up the whole day in good field position. They ran quarterback designed runs inside the red zone several times. I mean, you have all that going on. The Chiefs took that away, and they said Lamar beat us in the pocket, and he couldn't do it. That's my only drawback on Lamar.
Yeah.
I get he's a dynamic athlete, but you can take that away. And as he gets older, that athleticism is gonna come down just a little bit more. You can already see it this year. He got out in the open against the Chiefs and couldn't get loose.
Well, you know what I didn't like to Tim. There was 2 throws in that game I hated from Lamar.
Okay.
And one of them was an interception. And that interception I actually understand. The one that he threw in the end zone, I understand that, and because I think he thought, look, let me give him a chance. They're gonna throw this flag like they should have. Lamar Jackson.
On that.
You can't throw in triple coverage, bro.
You can't throw him in triple coverage and expect them to.
You can't do that. You got to work your underneath. You're in field goal range.
I think he had already thought it happened. He tried to throw it up there. So it was
that's the problem. That's the problem. You can't do that.
That's the same problem. We talked about this before. When I look at the league, there's Pat Mahomes and
it does it all the time.
Else. You know, in the Super Bowl last year, there's 2 throws that I'm like, Jalen Hurts.
Hold on, man. There's a lot of bad throws that game on Pat too.
If you didn't make those 2 throws, Jalen Hurts, you win a Super Bowl. You know.
Yeah.
Josh Allen, you played great against the Chiefs. You played pretty damn good. But there was still 2 throws that I'm like, you could have beat them.
We act like Lamar got blown out. It was 7 points. It was literally a 2-play swing.
That scoreboard does not tell the story of that game, though.
I understand that, but the scoreboard was still the same. At the end of the day, they still had an opportunity to tie it, and they didn't.
I got you.
If Zay doesn't drop that in the end zone, no, what are we talking about?
Yeah, that's not the Chiefs.
We're talking about
they got lucky, bro.
Patrick Mahomes' 4th quarter.
It wasn't incredible because they didn't even score, Tim, in the whole half.
I said
they
that's
didn't
what
score.
we would have talked about.
Hey,
I thought his play was best in the first half. They didn't score a freaking point.
I got you.
They didn't score a point
because they didn't need to.
Talk to me, Chiefs fan. It was looking like, what the hell are we doing now, right?
Yeah. But
it doesn't look as explosive.
Great defense.
Great defense. We've been saying that all year. They have a very consistent defense.
So let's move on to the Super Bowl.
Oh my God, 45 minutes on the pregame, baby. Now we're in the first. You see how we seasoned that?
This is how you wanted to do it. You set me up to get fired up because you knew what was going to happen.
I did. It was a trap. It was a little booby trap.
We had to have some of that conversation.
Here's Bernard.
No, we did.
Here's Bernard. Here's in the comments.
Oh, here we go.
This is Bernard Daniel, the #1 Lamar Jackson fan, and I quote in all caps: Chiefs did not make him one-dimensional. Run games open up their pass. We understand they didn't freaking run the ball.
You didn't run the ball because you were down 14-0 before you could.
Bro, they lost by 7. You can't run the ball 6 times in the second half. They were playing, they were pressing, and they didn't need to press.
All I know is I saw Lamar sitting in the pocket for 7-8 seconds and not know what to do with
That's a gift and a curse, man. That's a gift and a curse.
So bad?
That's a gift and a curse, Tim, because you got to understand when you're in rhythm and they're playing combo coverage, you got to take underneath right now.
But he's not a rhythm guy. He's not a rhythm guy.
When you want him to clear, when you can buy time, especially in man coverage, you can't allow him to guard so long. So buying that time allows him, it gets scary because he can do 1 or 2 things. Right, but he's got it comes back to the processor. You have to process information fast.
Think about when Zay fumbled, Lamar Jackson bought a lot of time.
I got you. Lamar made 2 incredible throws by.
Hey, Lamar, congratulations! We predicted this the first episode that you would win the MVP, and you did. So that shows us that we know what the freak we're talking about. Now we're gonna dive into that first quarter outside of the pregame,
baby.
Look at it.
Except for me, I'm the only one in the world that didn't want him to win MVP.
Let's go. You just didn't believe he was a passer, but he's the #1 passer in literally every statistical category.
I'm just saying, this is my point. How are you the MVP of the team when you're not the best player at your position in the league, and he's not the best quarterback in the league?
Doesn't have to be.
I move on.
I agree.
Wow.
How are you the best? I mean, you may be the MVP on your team, but you're not the best quarterback in the league. You're not the best at your position.
He's #2.
No, he's number 15 by rank.
Tim, hey Tim. Until you play him as a Cowboy fan and you play him, you're going to realize
Right now, I'm going to tell you.
Who is this creature?
Right now, the 1 and 2 quarterbacks are going to play tomorrow. If you ask me,
He's a freaking cyborg. No, we understand Glock Purdy's a mother sucker.
Anywhere near the 15th.
Y'all put
no way.
Glock.
I mean, that's where he was ranked this year by his numbers. I can only go by numbers.
No,
Huh?
Purdy is. I'm like Cam Newton. Purdy is not even the factor of his team.
I'm going to explain, and I'm going to explain this. I'm going to explain this in so much depth, and it's going to make you understand exactly what it is.
This is going to be a great.
That's a whole different show.
This is going to be
now we start the real show.
The next quarter. Okay,
This is the
now
first
we
quarter.
get to talk about that reflection. So let's
Cam
talk
Newton's
about this
wrong.
reflection and what happened this season with the 49ers and the Chiefs. I'm gonna pop it off and just say how it began. When we first saw this, everybody was looking at the Chiefs thinking, hey, there's no way that they can repeat. There's no way that they can go back. People doubted this team. They doubted Pat Mahomes for the first time. Do y'all agree that he had that doubt and that man went out and did it again?
I don't think they doubted Mahomes. I think they doubted the offensive skill players around him.
You think
I don't ever think for 1 second anybody doubted Mahomes. I find that crazy to even think, despite him being on the Mount Rushmore right now of the new era of quarterbacks. And I say that because going into the preseason, you really didn't have a true number one, right?
You still don't.
No. But I'm saying, but like here I'm going with it, right? Then Travis Kelce hyperextends his knee. We understand that hyperextension of knee, and you're 30, it's going to take a while to get back. When do you think Travis Kelce is really healthy? Week 16, 17? Maybe feeling like himself a little bit again, right? So you're going through that stretch. Then you lose the home opener to the Lions, not because of Mahomes' fault. You just don't have the skill players you used to. You're not throwing across the field. Mahomes leads the league in number one in passes under five yards. So I don't think it's a disbelief in him. I think it's the people around him. Maybe I could be wrong. I mean, you're a Chiefs fan, huh? So
yeah,
how would you feel about it?
I definitely felt that the receivers going into this season, I was like, damn, you made a huge mistake letting Juju Smith-Schuster go.
I agree.
MVS, everybody wanted him to be
possession
wide receiver one. This possession wide receiver, he had all these skills in practice, but he couldn't catch a ball until the postseason. I mean, he cost us the game against the Eagles. He cost us the game against Buffalo during the regular season. It was horrible. All because he just couldn't bring the ball in. Now all of a sudden, he's bringing the ball in because the attention is on Travis Kelce. He's back to himself. That chemistry is working. But just like Exo said, Mahomes went out there and worked with what he had. He game manager, put the game in the defensive hands, let the running backs run, because that's smart coaching from Andy Reid. And I'm a huge Andy Reid fan. And Andy Reid made those adjustments. And that's what Dan Campbell needs to do, is pay attention to Andy on making adjustments, because Andy was like, look, this isn't working. Brett Veach, the GM, didn't go out and spend any money on anybody. Your number one wide receiver is a rookie, Rashee Rice, which I love Rashee.
He's good.
He's be nice. He's a dog.
He will be.
He's good.
He's a dog.
Good. Yeah. But now they gelled at the right time. And I believe that MVS is going to catch a touchdown in the Super Bowl over the Niners. But this is going to be the Travis Kelce Bowl. He's got his girl there. He's got Taylor Swift there. And he's going to be the first tight end. There's never been a tight end to win MVP. I'm saying it right here on Couch Coach. MVP of the game is going to be Travis Kelce. He's going to go out there and he's going to go nuts.
Bold predictions.
Why? Because Kittle gets under his skin. Kittle is just as good as Travis Kelce. But
he's
Kelce,
more complete.
In his mind, he feels like Kittle shouldn't even be on his level.
Shit.
So he's gonna go out there
That's
and
deep.
prove that Kittle
It is deep.
that Kittle is not him, and he's gonna go out there and really, really ball. But see, the factor that
You see these Chiefs fans here, bro. You see them? They bought in, ain't they? But what I said when they bought in, they bought in.
Hey, Dwayne, I'm trying to find right now. I'm trying to find the Taylor Swift tracker to find out where she is in Tokyo. I don't know if she's left yet. Make sure she gets here in time.
It's a 13-hour trip. This is the number of 13, guys. If you remember, that's Taylor
Y'all
Swift's
done.
lucky number because all the people on ESPN and Fox have told us that. But
That's
there's
right.
a 13 right here.
13, right?
Yep.
there.
Poor 13. Listen, the Chiefs.
Nah.
The Chiefs are the new Patriots to me. I've said it now for a long time.
That's
I feel
They're
like
good. They're a great team, man. They're a
they
great
led
team.
the
They're
league in
champs.
dropped balls of all things to lead the league in. They didn't have a real number one coming in. We did kind of leave them for dead. You know, we thought they'd make the playoffs, but probably not go anywhere. This is definitely the year of the Bills or the Ravens. And then the Chiefs just go and they just, real casually just beat the Bills. No big no big deal.
No
And
big
they
deal.
go in and they casually beat the Ravens, and here they are. And all of a sudden they're the villains. Like no one wanted them to. No one thought they would be there. Now they're there, and no one wants them there. So that's
They're
the
the
craziest
sis.
thing to me. They're getting booed at the Super Bowl opening night, and it was. I love it. I like it because I think we're watching Patrick Mahomes chase greatness, and if he can win the Super Bowl this weekend, he ties Troy Aikman with 3, and that's an accomplishment. There's so many guys that have 2. Both
Right.
Mannings have 2. Elway has 2.
Much less than what Troy Aikman had. Let's just be real. Troy Aikman had
Troy Aikman had an all-star team for 5 years. I mean, yeah, we it's true. Best all-around, best defense, best receivers, best running back. I think it's amazing. Andy Reid, to me, if he's not the best coach in the game right now, I don't know who is. He does this year after year with doesn't matter if it's in the NFC or the AFC. He just finds a way to get in the title games and Super Bowls, and here he is again.
But let
So
me ask you
kudos to Andy Reid.
something. Why wasn't Andy Reid even considered in the Coach of the Year?
He never is because he's always there.
Because they
That's
just
why. That's
expect
kind
him
of
to do
they always
he's
expect it.
expected to.
He's a
It's
goat,
ridiculous.
man. That's why Bill Belichick's probably never won it either.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
They just
But,
expect it. It's expected.
It's also up to the NFL to make sure that some of the light is getting shined on some of these other guys.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
I don't think if we want to go back to that, I don't think the NFL could go without giving some type of notice to Kevin Stefanski's performance.
Absolutely.
I think the Miko Ryans is going to get the headlines. We all know that, you know what I mean? But Kevin Stefanski, some people still don't even know who the hell he is.
He was your guy.
It's the truth. Yeah, like even Kevin O'Connell, he wouldn't have won it regardless. Even if we would have made the playoffs, he wouldn't have won it.
Fair.
But one other thing I want to highlight about this Chiefs run was the emergence of the defense. You know what I mean?
Man. Consistent all
It
year.
can't really go without being said that there were some games where the defense absolutely carried this team. And I think that's going to be the funnest part of this matchup that I don't think people are going to pay attention to. You got Mahomes against this great defense. You got Brock Purdy. But the reality is when the Chiefs want to, they can clamp down on the pass.
Yes, they can.
And
they play a
they've
lot
done
of man, though.
A lot.
And,
Oh my
and
God.
you know who's number one
You're taking
versus
this
man,
from me.
right? In blitz,
You're
right?
taking my shine right now, Nui. All right. This is what I wanted to get to. You know what I mean? This is a team that runs a incredible amount of man, right? And they will throw the blitzes at you. Now, this is what I like about the matchup. You talking about a couple of guys on the 49ers that can absolutely get busy. They can get busy in the open field. So I think that part of this game is going to be very fun to watch. But just watching the growth of the secondary. The secondary at times has been the Achilles heel of the Chiefs for probably the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
And it's funny that the centerpiece of that for the 49ers now, and Charvarius Ward, was part of the problem.
That's right. He was part of the problem in Kansas City.
He was absolutely a part of the problem.
Not a problem in San Francisco, though.
And now he's the solution in San Francisco.
Situations makes the best for the player.
Very,
Kudos
very
to Steve
interesting.
Wilkes. Kudos to Steve Wilkes on that.
And you know that man said he said it's better in San Fran than playing with the GOAT.
He upset the kingdom when he said that. But that was great. We needed that. Thank you, Ward. We love that.
Oh, everybody's counting us out, brother.
Yeah, I have breaking news. Breaking news. Taylor Swift has arrived in LA.
Oh my God.
So she has touched down and she is headed
In LA or Las
Vegas.
Vegas?
She's touched down in Los Angeles. You got to land in one of the coasts. So she touched down in Los Angeles, and now she will be headed to Vegas. So
yay, Taylor!
She's having an opportunity here with Taylor Swift in the building. I also heard that she bought a suite for some ridiculous amount of millions for the game, and all the Kelsey family will be in that.
2.5 million.
There you go.
Wow.
Hey, she love that dude, don't she? Hey, they get married. They get married.
Bro, she's got that. She's got that in change under her couch. She doesn't care about $2.5 million.
Facts.
Damn, that's
Isn't
like
that a bitch?
that's like what? That's what, like $20 to her.
That's nothing, right?
That is like,
I got that in my sock drawer, honey. I'll get us a suite.
Sure, you want all your friends and family and high school friends? Please. I'm like, absolutely, bring them all. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So here's it. Go ahead.
So look, I mean, I think we've spent some time on the reigning champions, but let's talk about this other side. Like you talked about it earlier, you know, in the episode when we talked about it. Look, maybe Brock Purdy should have been the comeback player of the year.
I agree.
There was a whole lot of uncertainty. You know what I mean? It's like yesterday we already forgot. Remember Trey Lance used to be on this team?
Yep.
Yeah.
Gave up 3 first-round picks for him.
Y'all remember that?
Saved Kyle and John Lynch's job.
And
That's what he did.
Started in Dallas because
It feels like a long time ago.
Yeah.
It feels like a long time ago. You know what I mean? This is a team with guys who are known to get hurt. You know what I mean? Let's just be real. They got a couple of guys on the team that are dynamic players, but you know what I mean? They're just always banged up. They're always nicked up. And besides the biggest loss, you know, in Hufanga, which would be great for this game, they've been relatively healthy. They made it through the season.
Yeah, that's huge.
That's kind of kudos for this team because it's not
huge.
normal.
In the Shanahan era, we're the most injured team.
Yeah, I know.
There's always one important guy who's not going to make the game, and now the only important guy not making the game is going to be for the Kansas City Chiefs. You know,
who's that?
The guard.
Joe
Thuney.
Right.
I was going to say because
best guard
is going to play.
Their best guard.
Joe Thuney is likely one of maybe one of the best guards in the NFL, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah. Wasn't he a Pro Bowler or All Pro?
Top 3. Yeah,
I think he was an All Pro player, and he's out.
You know,
And
the 49ers should have been in this game last year. Brock Purdy doesn't get hurt in that Philadelphia game. There's no question to me that they win that game.
You think so?
Yes. 100%.
Yes.
That defense was
Hey,
And this is where I'm going to.
Our defense was better.
This is going to start the conversation, Dwayne. But here's the thing:
He ain't seen this team yet.
San Francisco's defense is very good. They're an elite defense.
yes, they are.
And their
They're good.
offense has weapons, and they have a guy under center that has an extremely high IQ. He knows how and when and where to get rid of the football at all times, and not many know how to do that. He is a better processor of information than most. He's extremely accurate with the football, and he doesn't mess around. He doesn't panic when the moments are big. And so for me, the 49ers, we expected them to be here. Right, we did all year long. They went through a little lull in the middle when they had those injuries, right? And you lost Debo, and you lost Trent Williams, and you lost 3 games in a row, and you thought, well, but as soon as those guys came back, you get right back on a winning streak.
It was
So
ugly for a second.
I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked that the 49ers are here. They're the class of the NFC again. You know, the only team I thought could have knocked them off got beat by the Packers. So, of course, that's my Cowboys. So the 49ers, I expected them to be here. So you got the team that everyone expected against the team that was written off in week 8. So it's, to me, it's that makes it really exciting.
Oh yes, oh yes. And the Chiefs going into this one as the underdog, you guys have to realize the difference maker is going to be who's getting that ball to Travis Kelce. The best quarterback in the league is on the field. It doesn't matter if two.
I agree.
It doesn't matter because Mahomes is dangerous rolling out to the right, rolling out to the left, and throwing it on a dime. And one thing about him, you guys was talking about Josh Allen earlier, throwing that ball really, really deep. Mahomes is the only other person that can do that, but he does it better than Josh Allen. He does it better than Josh.
That's true.
I don't know if I can agree with that. I would say he doesn't have to. I mean, we already said that he throws the ball like
Mahomes can chunk it 80 yards, bro. He's got a bazooka arm.
Didn't say he doesn't. I mean, who cares if he can throw the ball 80 yards? I mean, can you throw it right in the guy's hands?
His release is like he's throwing.
Mahomes is special. We all know that.
Yeah, I don't think there's ever an argument on this show about how special Mahomes is. He's a great player. You got to respect it. He does uncanny things. I think for me, he's a little bit of a wild stallion that gets a lot of luck his way to a degree. And the luck has blessed him this many years, despite some of the things that you're taught not to do ever.
I feel
he does. But here's the thing. We all admit it. We're supposed to be here. This isn't a fluke. We've been pressing on this game since 2019, since that heartbreak. You guys broke our little hearts. Then in 2020, it didn't look good. Everybody got injured. Then we come back 2021. We lose to the Rams. We got a drop pick. Then we come back. Brock Purdy tears his UCL. Now we're back here. And if you think for 1 second that these dudes ain't ready, we had a 5-game win streak. We lose 3. Then we go back on a 6-game win streak. Right?
Let's
4
be
offensive
real,
players,
Brandon.
1K of scrimmage. You gonna let me finish and steal my moment?
Let's be real.
I'll let you shine. What's up?
Let's be real. The only reason why y'all are allowed to do this,
Dude, I am cooking.
tore his Achilles.
I am cooking right now. You interrupted me now. Now he has the only way to talk. Like, you got a lot of room to talk too, because y'all been kicking our asses. I sat in the stands at 2017 at Arrowhead Stadium, and I watched Jimmy Garoppolo roll out to the left and scramble. It was a decent game at the time. Then he tries to bend back in right and tears his ACL. We were at that game. We were at that game.
Fun.
Right, and it broke my heart. And then 2019, it broke my heart. Then you came back again when we had Christian McCaffrey for the first game. You blew us out, right? Don't you think it's about time for you to get yours?
No.
Shit. Shit. Don't you listen, think about this. Like, we had a tough playoff stretch, but we got some skins in the game. We got a lot of calluses built up over the season, right? It wasn't easy, but yet we're here. We showed that we can actually come from behind, 2 back-to-back playoff comeback victories, right? So there's some skins in the game. I will tell you this right now. Andy Reid right now is 4-0 against Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how hard it is to go another one against him after all the things he's seen?
It's probably what they said at 3-0, but then he got the 4-0.
He did it anyways, right? What the
Listen. If you think right now, hey guys, the guys who are laughing right now, raise your hands if your team's done anything.
Oh my God, I've heard that all week. Jeez. Why are you raising your hand, XO? You don't have no teams in it.
Because even if y'all win the Super Bowl, there's one thing that we can say.
Y'all
Couldn't
won.
have been us. We would have beat y'all just like we did.
Now the kid right now is on a roll, right? We've got good weapons, like, but at the end of the day, man, we're here. We remember that shit. We remember it. This ain't the same damn team.
Got great weapons, but here's the problem:
y'all are the champs for a reason,
Mr. Irrelevant. and you are trying to place him up there with.
He's not irrelevant.
No, we're not. No, we're not. Not at all. Not at all. And I'm
No.
gonna explain this why. Because I think what he's done in the past 2 years has never been seen outside of Patrick Mahomes.
Or Tom.
Name a no. Name me a quarterback. Tom wasn't that damn good after 3 years. He had 3 Super Bowls, but at the same time, he had a top-rated defense. Name me a guy that just come in and put into the fire and has literally led his team to back-to-back NFC titles, and now he's in the Super Bowl. The only person you can name is your quarterback right now, yes or no?
Well, that's true.
Here's what I don't like about Cam. If Cam
Here we
played
go.
quarterback the way Brock Purdy played quarterback, Cam might have won a couple more Super Bowls. He might have actually won a Super Bowl.
Listen, here's the thing about the
Cam
kid.
couldn't
He's
throw the
Mr.
ball like
Irrelevant.
Brock Purdy.
I would never throw him into the elite conversation. I would never throw. Hey, he's not an elite player to me yet, and I love Brock Purdy. He's not there yet. He's got to get some skins in the game. I think we've never seen anything like Mahomes. So Mahomes was literally expedited as an elite player immediately, right? That's probably the only one you
Yeah,
can get away
Mahomes
with.
is on the wall
Brock
right
needs
there.
a bigger sample size. He's still young. He needs to learn the game. But from what he did and how he took advantage of his opportunity, you can't deny this kid has something special that not a lot of people have. Not even quarterbacks right now that are paid $100 million have something that he has. They don't, because they fold like a paper plate under pressure. They all do. There's only a few, and your guy's standing tall. He's one of one.
So we got to reflect. Let me ask you this question, and I want to hear from everybody. We know there's no tarnishing, Pat Mahomes' legacy at this point. He can lose this game. Nothing changes.
Yeah.
Nothing changes. You know what I mean? Nothing
He
changes.
goes to 500. He goes to
Yeah.
500.
Something changes. That's not true. I disagree with you. Something changes.
So something changes. But let's say Brock Purdy gets destroyed.
Mm.
Well, it depends. When
You
you
want
say
my
Brock
honest
Purdy
answer?
gets destroyed, you
Let's
mean
say he does not have a good game.
You want my honest answer?
Like he did against the Ravens. Let's say
well,
he
we have to hear from everybody. So let Brandon go first.
All right. You want an honest answer? I know how we are. If we don't get past this game and he has a bad performance, there's going to be some questionable things coming up the next offseason. It's just the God honest truth. It is. And I say that in my heart, he's our franchise guy. He's our franchise. But as a front office, seeing what I've seen in Shanahan's era, it would not shock me. It would not shock me. It wouldn't.
So I'll answer it like this. I don't think the 49ers, if they lose the game, will lose because of Brock Purdy.
It's the way he plays, though. Like, think about it. If he shits the bed,
they don't depend on him enough. Now, if he gets into a situation where he just shits the bed, he comes out, he goes 18 for 25, 2 interceptions, no touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Then that the narrative probably changes a little bit, but at the same time,
Only
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say it doesn't matter how Brock Purdy plays, and this is why. He's Mr. Irrelevant,
Okay.
and he's gotten his team to 2 NFC title games and now a Super Bowl, and has not, by the way, yes, it goes on his record as a starter to lose that Eagles game, but in a game that he's finished, he hasn't lost a playoff game in his career. So
he hasn't, nor a divisional game.
I don't think that losing a Super Bowl to Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid tarnishes anything about your legacy or what could it. Now, will it open up certain facets of the media to jump on Brock Purdy? Absolutely, it will. But I think it'll
It's going to
be
give
unfair.
him fuel.
I think
Yeah,
it'll be unfair.
it'll give him fuel. I've just seen weird things. Yeah.
I agree with that because, all right, you lose to Mahomes. He has the cushion of, well, you lost to the best, the only elite quarterback in the NFL right now. Everybody is good. They got some great guys, but he's the only true elite quarterback standing right now. And if you lose to him, so what? But at the same time, look at that defense. You got badass Stone Cold Jones and Big George Karlaftis, and you've got Frank Azuma and Mike Dana. Those guys are going to get in there. Now, I know you guys got Big Trent Williams, but they're going to get through. And when they get through, a couple of hits, it's going to rattle a young guy like that. And then you're going to start hearing that narrative that, well, he's Mr. Irrelevant. And then what I don't like about the Niners with Shanahan is he kicks the tires on guys a little too fast.
Yes.
Even if he shits the bed, let's say he just goes in there and he has a horrible game. I still don't think you should kick the tires on him. But
I agree.
It's like how someone just said, I don't know who said it, but someone was like that. We're looking at that front office and all of this.
I did.
They're gonna be like, oh well, we need
The Niners fan, Unc.
That was the Niners fan.
The Niners fan. I've seen it, Unc. I've seen it 100 times, dude. I've seen it in this era, man. Just like you're saying, like with Brock, it's a fine line that we're rudging with, right? It's be like, how in the hell does the last pick in the draft turn around and become this? But wait a minute, there's a first round talent that has the body, that has the arm, that's sitting right next to him. And if he goes and shits the bed, this is how these guys think, Stefan. Like, I've literally seen this with Jimmy Garoppolo. When he shit the bed and took us to a Super Bowl, they drafted Trey Lance and traded away 3 picks, bro, for a guy who only started 20-something games.
But
come on, bro.
Jimmy G never broke the 49ers all-time passing record.
I get it, man, but these dudes are weird, bro. I'm a Niners fan and I love them. They're weird,
That's
bro.
special.
They're weird with this shit. It's
That's
stupid.
pretty damn special, man.
It's
Like,
stupid, bro. Yeah, I get it.
I think now, and there, I mean, people don't really talk about this, but the 49ers are a very expensive team.
Yes, they are.
Right? And the window is not as big as people think.
No.
It's just
It
not.
helps that Brock is very inexpensive.
2 years.
Eric.
I say this
just
team
not.
has maybe a year.
Yes.
It's not.
Maybe a year.
There's a couple of players that are reaching a point in their career where things start to change a little bit. You know what I mean?
Correct.
You already needed to, and we're gonna see tomorrow, but you
Yeah.
already need to you need to add to the secondary regardless. You're gonna have to do that. And then your best piece is coming off of a nasty ACL injury. You know what I mean?
You're
And
all
then
pro.
Trent Williams has been one of the best left tackles in the NFL for a very long time. I
How
think
old
that's
is he?
over.
He's got it. He said he has about a couple years left.
Yeah, I
honestly,
think he's
I
gonna
think
play.
I think we got about a 2-year window, bro. This year and this, like, if we can't win it, then it's gonna be a long road.
Them doing this again, same stretch. With the direction of a lot of NFC teams, it's going to be a lot harder for them to do this next year. They kind of had a wide open window. You know what I mean? The Eagles
I get it.
The Eagles was coming off of the Super Bowl hangover.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The Cowboys gone cowboy. You know, you got the special. It took a special Detroit Lions team for us to have a damn story.
But I could disagree with you on this stuff. I think a lot of these guys are approaching their prime of their career, where they really understand the game and they become savvy vets. You got to think we're only 3 years removed from that Super Bowl appearance, right? And so those guys were babies at the time. Now they're the savvy vets. I think this is really a true 2 to 3 year window, because how long is CMC really going to be able to run like the way he does?
Well, part of your window was having a young quarterback. A young quarterback
That helps.
come in.
That helps us.
It helped a lot. He found his role. He found his role. You know what I mean? His cheap role, and you were able to add a lot of pieces around him.
Yes.
Well, for the longest, all the good young quarterbacks were on which conference? They were in the AFC. Everybody. You know what I mean? If you was young and you was good, you was in the AFC.
A lot of them.
And now we're about to see a significant change happen because they're going to be actual young quarterbacks being drafted in the NFC. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to keep Jordan Love down too long.
No.
You know what I mean?
Oh, he's good.
I like Jared Goff, but the way the Detroit Lions is going, if they keep this path, Hendon Hooker might be something special in 2 years.
Bro, that's going to be a really competitive division.
That's going to be scary. The Vikings might be ushering in their new guy soon.
Yeah.
The Giants could easily be a new team in a year.
Yeah.
With simply getting a quarterback.
I mean, free agency change makes the NFL change so quickly. So
It does.
Sure.
So I wonder, man, this
Nobody has
is
a long
this is
way to go.
important for the 49ers
it.
to seize
This
this
is it.
opportunity right now.
You're right.
This
You're
is
absolutely
it.
right. This is our moment. You're
It's the
right.
moment.
If you had
And he's
one
sitting back
chance,
there with the champs. Yeah.
one opportunity,
This is it.
would you seize it,
Mm.
or would you let it slip?
I love it. I love it. I love the Eminem quote.
Oh yeah. So that hey, look, that was a long second quarter. It's the Super Bowl, so we don't give a damn.
Dude, I thought that was the first.
No, it was already in the second. That was reflection. That was this season. That was Chiefs. That was 49ers. Hey, look, a quick halftime. Y'all know what we do here, man. Please lock in with us at the Couch Coach Club. I'm not going to walk away on the Super Bowl pre-party without mentioning the QB Huddle podcast. Look, I say it the same way. I stop the same way. I look right in the camera when I start to talk about it. These boys over at the QB Huddle podcast have been on absolute fire. So if you haven't subscribed to them and you subscribe to this show, then you're doing wrong. Okay? Look at me.
Absolutely.
You're doing wrong for yourself. All right. Look,
Cooking.
it's going to be a long offseason. Quarterback play in the NFL is getting better and better. We might have 4, we might have 5 quarterbacks go in the first round. So you better be locked in this offseason because it's a lot to talk about. That is the QB Huddle podcast. Do y'all have anything else to add on that?
Hey, don't forget we as soon as the Super Bowl is over, give us a couple weeks and we will get into the UFL. Last week we had the quarterbacks coach from the DC Defenders, Coach Shannon Harris, on the show with us, and we plan to cover the UFL quarterbacks for that spring year this year and let you guys know who they are and their stories.
Can't wait.
Yeah, we have a lot of feedback from somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere.
You know what? Let's do this. Let's try this real quick. Hey, Dwayne, I want if you can exit out, click back on the link, and when you do, make sure you click on the button that says "I am not using headphones."
Okay. Let me see. Where did he exit out of here? Oh, leave.
In the
See, it doesn't do it.
that could be the issue right there.
It's 100% the issue.
Yeah. But look,
UFL.
Hopefully it gets
UFL, lock in, please, because there's a lot of information to be out, and I think the UFL, like I said before, it's about to be a bridge to everything that the NFL is going to be doing. So I think that's going to be necessary for y'all to have that information. We're going to try to give it to you here on the Couch Coach.
You good on?
I'm there, man.
Oh, that's
There we
so
go.
much better. That's so much better. It's crisp. Yes.
Yeah. I think that's what it was the whole time. That's beautiful.
Awesome.
All right, so make sure you locked in. We done drew up a couple plays. All right, we call that quick. Look, I drank some Gatorade. The coach came out. The owners came out. They say you got to switch a few things up, and now we're about to keep it rolling. All right. The third quarter, y'all know how we do. This is the stock market, okay? This is playoff stock market, okay? I just got 3 simple questions for y'all on this playoff stock market, okay? Who is going to be the most valuable player in this game? You've already mentioned it once, Dwayne, but who do you have? Let's hear it again.
Travis Kelce, historic, first tight end ever in Super Bowl history, in Super Bowl era, to win MVP. Lucky number 13, his girl, that badass Taylor Swift, Tay-Tay, it took a 13-hour trip. She landed. It's breaking news. Travis Kelce will catch 3 touchdowns against that prolific defense, and he is going to go 8. I mean, he's gonna be on a whole nother level. That it's. I mean, damn, it gives me goosebumps just.
You got me juicing for prize picks right now.
No,
Just take so is he going on demon mode? Is he going on demon mode right now?
I hope the 2 of them understand there's no nookie the night before the big game. Like, let's save that till after the Super Bowl is over, Taylor.
No nookie. He might
No nookie.
and no head neither. You know what I mean?
That's right. Do not shave his head, Taylor. He's the inventor of the fade, after all. So don't shave his head.
The hell.
He's the reinventor of the fade, right?
Right. Golly.
Okay, Tim,
Tim.
who's your MVP?
Who's going to be the MVP of the game?
MVP of the game.
Wow, we're just getting into it anyway.
That's a little different.
that-
Yeah, I
this
haven't
is-
even given
this
you
is
a
it.
winner
Yeah,
yet.
this was supposed to be legacy.
This is it. No, this is this is the third quarter. This
Okay.
is stock market.
That's
Who
it.
is your MVP?
Well, then I guess this kind of takes away the surprise. I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes is going to be the MVP because he's that dude, and if it wasn't Patrick Mahomes, I would have picked the 49ers to win this game, but I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes because he's the new age Tom Brady, and he just figures out how to get it done. Patrick Mahomes.
Come on, Homer.
CMC. The Chiefs are 31st against the zone run. We're number 1 running zone. Let's have fun. CMC should get more than a minimum of 20 touches. Period. Run the damn ball, Kyle.
And throw it to him too.
Run it. Throw it. CMC all day. Secures his first Super Bowl win. Could be considered for early Hall of Fame talk.
What's early Hall of Fame? What do you mean early? Like he's going to get special exemption and get in there before the 5
Nah,
years?
I'm just saying, like now you get that ring, bro. Like that solidifies that shit.
Yeah,
When Marshall Faulk got his ring,
You can book it.
I think that's probably going to.
we haven't seen a back like him since LT, bro.
Yeah, you can.
No,
you can
he's
book it,
amazing. I'm
especially
saying
with
he
both
doesn't have to
positions,
win
too.
this game to get that.
Yes,
be
he
in that
does.
conversation.
Yes, he does.
Nah.
Yes, he
You know
does.
he's already been on the Super Bowl field. Did you see the pictures this week?
I
with him as
understand.
in the
Yeah, I
Broncos
mean, I
jersey?
get that. Like, I just feel like CMC, man, run the damn ball, Kyle.
There
Don't
you
get
go.
away from it.
I don't trust that with Cal, but go ahead.
Hey, he's been known to stick to his game plan, unlike what the Ravens did against you guys.
I'm gonna throw my.
It's cooking over here.
It's cooking.
Got some heat.
I love
We
it.
we're both cooking here.
We're cooking.
I'm gonna throw my curveball in there too, man. I think there's one way that the Chiefs win.
Okay.
And of course, the expectation is gonna be through the air. But I think they're gonna have to be able to run the football. And I think because they're gonna have to run the football, and I think they're going into this game with a lack of receiving threats. It could be one of those games where Isaiah Pacheco is grandfathered to have 3 touchdowns.
Oh boy!
That same 3 touchdowns that you're giving to Travis Kelce, it just wouldn't be off script for him
So
to
I'm
get,
the Lone Ranger here.
for him to get 3 touchdowns. You know what I mean, or something like that in this game. So
Pacheco.
hey, if you could bet, throw that money on Isaiah Pacheco, and we gonna cash out.
Wow.
Now, playoff stock market, I want to talk about, since we got that out of the way, I want to go deeper, okay? So I don't want to hear about the MVP, okay? I want to give an X factor who can change this game that might not even be able to get an MVP nod. Because, you know, there's a player that might ball out, but regardless, they give it to Mahomes. Or there's a player that's balls out, but regardless, they give it to Brock Purdy. Okay?
I got one for you.
So, Tim, if there was a player, who you got?
This is the player that I feel can be the game changer tomorrow and make things very easy for the Chiefs offense, and that's Chris Jones on the Chiefs defense. I think this guy, if he can control the middle of that defense, help stop the run, get pressure on Brock up the middle. No quarterback likes to get pressured up the middle. The dude is a dominant force. This could be his last ever Chiefs game. I expect him to be an X factor tomorrow night.
Wow. And to piggyback on Tim, my X factor is a person that's not even on the radar. Number 1, Jet McKinnon. Remember him last year?
I do remember him. We signed him.
No one's talking about him. He was injured. He was on injury reserve. He is active on the 53-man roster, and he has been practicing. And all of the talk is, man, the trick plays, because he's the ultimate weapon in trick play stuff. Look out for Jet McKinney.
You know who knows him really well? The team that let him go.
That's right. I forgot he played for y'all.
He did. We signed him to a 3-year deal from Minnesota.
To it.
Sounds like a decoy then.
My boy just kept getting hurting in San Fran.
Why they let him go?
Well,
I
he kept
hated it
getting
for
hurt
him.
in San Fran.
He got hurt a lot, but he'd have been great, man. He'd have
Same
been.
injury.
Yeah.
I like that. Nui, who's your X factor?
Jawan Jennings. It's no question for me. Third and Jawan. When big plays happen, when you need a big play to be made on third down, this guy seems to always come up with it. I mean, you can't, because they play a lot of man, so you can't really double Debo or Ayuk. So guess who's going to eat in there? That big 6'4" guy. And you got to worry about him because he's a great in the run game. He'll block his ass off. He's an old school guy. He's a throwback guy. He's a guy that gets you ruffled under the feathers. You know, you're pushing and you're trying, and he's just pissing you off because he's just driving it. I mean, he's just a throwback player, man. I think Jawan is going to be huge for us. And we didn't have him in the Ravens game. We didn't have him in a couple of those key games. But you saw in the playoffs when it mattered the most, the guy stepped up. And maybe those 4 receptions turn into game-changing plays like a David Tyree kind of thing.
Right. I like it. So here's mine. So we talked about this guy, a lot all throughout the season. And I'm gonna start with one guy and I'm gonna get to the other. Brandon Ayuk has been times he was looking like maybe a top 5 wide receiver to me. You know what I mean? There was times in this season he was absolutely dominant.
He's amazing.
And because of that, it raises the importance of 38. And I've been saying it consistently.
Yeah.
Snead is about to get paid this offseason.
Yes, he
because
is.
this season
What's
he was cornerback 1.
So
okay?
is he what's his age? Is he a young guy?
26.
Wow. He's in his prime.
Yeah, he's gonna make a
shit.
huge difference tomorrow night.
He's amazing, dude.
He can erase him. And I know it sounds crazy.
He can erase him, but you still got like 5 other weapons.
I know, but I think it's so important.
We'll be okay with that.
Brandon Ayuk is the guy that pops up and gets that touchdown when the 49ers need it. He makes that big third down catch when the 49ers need it. You know what I mean? He is very reliable. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can't always lean on Debo. They haven't been able to lean on Kittle, but they can lean on Ayuk, and we've seen it all throughout the season.
Yeah.
And he could get erased tomorrow.
Hey, EXO, he's the number 1 receiver when it comes to separation and routes.
He's about to get bullied tomorrow.
I don't know about that, bro. Brandon Ayuk's a dog, bro. Like, here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. We're thinking right now that, these guys, these skill players that we have are just like typical diva skill players. They love them pancakes, bro. They love to get their hands dirty. They're that type of team.
Yeah.
That's why we mopped y'all, Tim. You saw what it was like.
He mentioned Snead, and he is right. That's my
Snead a bad boy, dog. He a bad boy. Hell yeah.
In the second
Respect.
game, he has erased Tyreek Hill, who is faster than Ayuk. He has erased Stephon Diggs. He had Diggs
completely.
Diggs is probably in therapy right now because of what he did.
He didn't even go to Cancun.
He sent Tyreek to Cancun.
I mean, yeah. Diggs wants out of Buffalo because of that.
Right.
How big is this Snead? How big is Snead?
He's like 6'1".
He'd have shut down Flowers too had he played
in good corner size
in the AFC title game.
But you know what? You don't even count the guy on the opposite side of him, Trent McDuffie.
A baller.
Trent McDuffie is a bad guy, and he's going to be all over. They're going to switch.
I'm just curious.
McDuff. They're gonna lock down Debo and Ayuk.
I'm so curious to see how y'all play as first man. We're the best team versus man.
All I can tell you is that
you're gonna get in combo 6 real fast.
Peter Schrager has called the last 3 or 4 Super Bowls in a row, and he said that this game would end with a McDuffie pick 6 from the Chiefs in the 4th quarter. And that's how the Chiefs will win the game.
Everyone sleeps on McDuffie, but McDuffie is that good because of L'Jarius Sneed. Sneed has opened the game up for him. Then
So-
you got other little guys that's good, like Josh Williams, number 2. It's not going to pick you off, but he is hell on a receiver because
He's there.
He's like a mosquito. He's
Always there.
He's gonna bother him all day long. Then you got Bush. No
He's
one
playing
talks
really
about,
good.
Deion Bush, but Bush is probably the reason that Action Jackson is at home now. Like, damn, I slept on Bush. You know, so
Look at this. This is going to be a battle, huh?
It's gonna be
I
a
love
battle,
it.
man. It's gonna be a
I
battle.
love it. I love it. Nothing's easy. You got to win it. We want to beat the chance. We got to make it happen.
Gotta make it happen. So how I want to wrap up, and y'all might have to dig deep on this. All right.
Okay.
How I want to wrap up the stock market, because all season the stock market was something ever flowing, list of ups and downs. All right. So this is gonna be one up and down for maybe our listeners. They don't know this information. With this team, there's going to be a lot of turnover on both teams. If there's one player that is very important to each team, who plays their last down in that jersey tomorrow?
Oh, easy. With the Chiefs, last down, McKinnon, he's going to retire. That's why he's going to definitely be a factor. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he's gone. He'll be on another team. Wide receiver, we're probably stuck with MVS one more year, but he could be gone. But Sky Moore has not panned out for us at all. I don't even think him or Kadarius Toney will probably even see the field. So
it seems as though Sky Moore is gonna get some playing time.
Yeah, he's got to get a little, maybe on kick return, punt return, or something like that.
Wow.
Tim,
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. This is tough for me. Part of me thinks Kelsey might retire at the end of the year, so this could be the last game that we get to see Travis Kelsey.
Hence me bringing these things up.
There's been talk about that, Tim.
Hence me bringing these things up.
I think he wins. He rides out.
Yeah, probably. I think he wins. He's out of there.
I think
He
he
might
wins,
just
he
get on the
rides out.
private jet back to back to Asia with Taylor and go celebrate in Asia. Who knows what he's going to do? There was talk that Chris Jones could be on his way out of Kansas City at the end of this. So, we could be looking at a lot of changes, I guess, in Kansas City, right? But we saw that in New England year after year. In 49er land, I don't know. I think if they win, I'm not sure what their free agent, looks like. I don't follow the 49ers as a Cowboy fan, so I don't really know. But I think if they lose, you could be looking at wholesale changes. Maybe Kyle's out. Maybe Kyle's on the chopping block if they lose. Maybe Brock Purdy.
The owner loves Kyle.
Maybe Brock Purdy does get moved. Unfortunately, I think that would be a mistake. Maybe I don't know. That's hard for me because again, from the 49ers standpoint, I don't know what their situation is. I think they're a good nucleus for a couple of years, though. Am I right?
For the most part, they are.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't know that we're going to see any heroic last games from the 49ers tomorrow.
Nui?
Biggest game of Chase Young's career. It's right here.
Oh, we forgot about that bum.
Of course you did, because I watched the Niners.
Beautiful. I'm glad you said
Well, I would hope
Hey,
so.
only
You got
for-
jerseys on your wall. You got a hat on. You got Brock Purdy behind you. I hope you watch the Niners.
Yeah.
24-year-old.
You know who else watches
This
the
is
Niners
huge.
a lot? Chase Young watches the Niners a lot too.
Yeah, he does. This is the biggest game of his career. Once you show a lot of loafing on a championship roster, you're not used to winning. This is the opportunity for you to really show up, especially with the depleted offensive line. The last time the Chiefs had a depleted offensive line, they lost the Super Bowl.
They did. And that.
God, I'm spitting tonight. My goodness. Let's go.
You're spitting, man. But
Now. I'm not done.
Oh,
That's it. Ooh.
I'm not done. This is another huge game. This is another huge game for Mr. Brandon Ayuk. This is a huge game for Juwan Jennings, who's on 1-year deals, who's coming up a
One-year deal.
restructured contract, right? So he's probably trying to get top 10 money. He totally deserves it. But Jawan Jennings just signed a 1-year, $2 million deal. I personally think he has showed up damn near just as much as all these other stars that we have in crucial moments, and he deserves to be the number 3. Yeah, I don't think he has. I think Jawan understands his strengths, and I think he'll be a number 3 receiver for us for a while.
Can y'all afford it? I mean,
I think we can. But we're not going to pay him. We're not going to pay him is crazy. I think we get rid of Chase Young if he doesn't do anything. We might get rid of. It's a compensatory pick. So
you got to remember, you used him. He was free. You used him as one of the breakouts of the game. Like, look out for Jawan Jennings.
Yeah, but the thing is he's on a 1-year deal. Like, look out for him. Right. So he's playing with a purpose.
Yeah, he goes to play for a purpose. He gonna play for a contract next year, and y'all can't be spending money on a wide receiver 3.
I think he'll be back because he doesn't have as much of a body of work. I think he's more of a team scheme kind of guy that just fits, and he already took a pay cut last year, so I feel like he's going to probably stay with us. I think the nucleus of this team, the way he gels and fits with it, he brings an edge to the run game, and I think compared to what he'll be in the market, I think he'll be better off with us because he'll be with a winning team prior to going to a losing team and trying to get too much money, and it just fizzles out.
Wow.
Okay. Maybe I'm crazy, but has he showed number 2 receiver ability? He hasn't. He's a true 3. He's a true 3. He's a true 3.
Yeah.
He is a true 3 on y'all.
Yeah, that's all I can say to him. He's a true 3.
If he was on our team, he would be a true 2.
Yeah, probably so.
Right.
So I want to point out that it's likely, and I don't know, but in either way, both of them don't come back.
Wow.
Chris Jones or L'Jarius Sneed will not be in the Chiefs uniform, and they play their last.
They're not going to sign Sneed?
They're trying
to have to make a decision.
They're trying to sign. They're definitely going to sign Sneed, but the problem is they're not close with Chris Jones. Because Chris Jones, he's been there since 2016. Okay, so
right.
after victory tomorrow, that's 3 rings for Chris. Chris is like, look, I want to be the highest paid defensive lineman in the league. Chris Jones wants that Aaron Donald type of money. But, he has the hardware now. We're probably going to lose Chris Jones.
He's not thinking.
If you're the Chiefs, you got to move on.
We're paying him more off. Yeah, we're paying him more on his history rather than his production.
Exactly. You're going to pay him on what he's done, not what he's going to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, and looking at that Von Miller contract, I don't see any way that Chris Jones comes back to the Chiefs.
Somebody will pay Chris Jones, but it'll be time for the Chiefs to move on.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. I think a team like Chicago or something is going to grab somebody.
He'll get his last contract, a big contract. Get his last one.
I mean, we do have the money in Chicago to pay him. That's the good thing.
We're not talking like Chris Jones is a scrub. He's still an All-Pro player. He's first team All-Pro.
Yeah, he's still going to man 20.
But
20
he's on the back. He's on the back end of his career.
Right.
He'll be 30 next season.
100%.
So, and guys, I wanted on Super Bowl weekend, I wanted to end that third quarter with that last question because that's going to be like just a little bit of a caveat of what this offseason is going to be about when we deep dive into all of this information. But y'all know what time it is. All right. It's been hinted all episode. This is the fourth quarter. There's only one game to reference. All right. Now, there's one game to reference, but there's technically 3 teams. You know what I mean? You got the Chiefs, you got the 49ers, and you got the refs. So there's definitely like 3 teams. All right?
Whoa. You got the Swifties. Now, you can't leave out the Swifties.
They are a sub-team. They're still a sub-team. All right? But this is simple. What we like to do here in the fourth quarter is give our predictions. Who's the stupidest idiot? Dwayne, we know who you're a fan of. Who is winning the Super Bowl tomorrow?
Who's winning the Super Bowl? It's obvious. These guys behind me, the Chiefs, these people, the Chiefs, 31-17. It's not going to even be close. After halftime, we're going to run away. I got San Francisco 17-14 at half, and they're going to be non-existent the second half. It's going to be a complete shutout.
Oh my.
Here we go.
Okay.
Oh my,
Tim?
my.
Yeah. So, I'm going to look at this logically, right?
Okay.
And logic is telling me that the 49ers have started out very, very slowly in their 2 playoff wins. And somehow, some way, the Lions lost all composure, and the 49ers were able to make that huge comeback last weekend. I don't think you can do that against the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't think you can fall behind 14, 17 points and expect to come back to win. And for that reason, and the fact that Andy Reid has never lost to Kyle Shanahan, I think the Chiefs will win this game 31-27 with a very, very strong second half by Brock Purdy and company, but they're going to fall just short.
Wow.
I think it's going to be a great game. I think the Chiefs are going to get up early, and I think the 49ers are going to figure it out. Brock's going to settle in. But I think by the time he does that in the fourth quarter, it's going to become a little back and forth, and Mahomes is going to be the one that pulls it out.
All right, Brandon. Look, I believe in Juju. You know what I'm saying? I am one of those people, you know what I'm saying? I wore the same underwear every game I played. You know, I wore the same socks. I mean, do you even want to make your prediction today?
I do. And I know everybody's on board with the Chiefs. I get it. I totally get it. They're the champs. They got a right to beat a man. You got to beat the man. And we've been chasing this shit since 2019 or 2020 when we took that heartbreaking loss. I think we get back to doing what we do best. That's 50-50 balance, running the ball. Don't get away from what you do best. Make third down conversions. Keep 15 off the field. That is how you win this game. You've got to keep him off the field, limit his possessions, minimize the field for him. Don't give him too many opportunities, right? Play crisp ball. You don't have to play hero ball here, Brock, right? Just be the guy you've been since you stepped foot on this damn offense. And I love your score prediction, Unc. But I got 31-21 49ers.
Oh, my goodness.
I think it's a late second field goal. I think we get up by a score, and then it's a late second field goal that seals it by 10.
Wow.
And then you got to think, every time we score 20 points, we're 21-0, man. You better hope we don't get to 20.
Wow. See, I don't.
We're a different team. Man. This ain't Jimmy G.
This ain't Jimmy G.
This ain't Jimmy G. And y'all ain't got the offense y'all used to have. With respect. With respect.
Jimmy G are very similar.
Hell no, they not. Not even close. No, hell no. And I've seen both of them play for years. Absolutely not.
You know,
but I respect it. You the champs. To be the man, you got to beat the man, right?
We got going on right now.
To be the man, you got to beat the man.
Here's the important question, Brandon. Where are you watching the game tomorrow?
I'm keeping my ass at the house. I'm watching it by myself.
No Super Bowl party.
No Super Bowl party. We are locked in. There's no listen. It's old Kobe Bryant. It's an old Kobe. It's an old Kobe Bryant saying, man, what's there to be happy for? Job's not finished.
My man comes to the Super Bowl party.
This is what we're here for. Job not finished. We know what we got to do. Well, them, because my ass ain't playing. They know what they got to do, man.
You're not even playing and you're just stressed out.
I'm not stressed out. I'm cool, calm, and collected. Understand the championships game, I never lost. I'm chilling. Because I understand you gotta have a clear mind. You gotta have a clear mind in this game, bro. You can't do too much. Right. Play ball. Like just play your game. Don't try to be hero. Don't get 15 the ball because you know damn well what he's gonna do with it.
Bro, I'm gonna be outside your house.
You know what I'm saying?
In the morning about 7 a.m. doing the Chiefs tomahawk.
Nah, man. Hey, look, man. Hey, win, lose or draw. I'm happy for my boys. Win, lose or draw. I'm happy for them.
I think you should be happy.
Got over the hump. I ain't tripping. We win it. We gonna win it. But hey, we here. Goddamn it. Let's make it happen.
I think
we here.
Y'all are the best in the NFC.
There are some things that
To be the man, you got to beat the man, and y'all are the
There's
man
some
right
things-
now. We
there's
got to
some
beat
things
you.
that the 49ers do really, really good that I think can hurt the
They
Chiefs.
haven't seen this type of team, man.
There are some things that they do really good, but I want to highlight one thing.
All right.
Charvarius Ward should have never said a word
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
Pat Mahomes takes things personal.
Like
Yes,
a
he does.
mofo. He's like Baby Jordan, man. It's like, God damn
He
it. You got to
takes
give him
things
anything.
personal, and
Yeah.
I think he's about to make a mockery of the 49ers secondary.
Yes.
And he's going to win another Super Bowl, and I think the 49ers are going to fight hard. I think Brock Purdy's actually going to play pretty good. I think CMC's going to play pretty damn good. I do.
But it's just we're in 15's era and we're all just living in it. That's what you're
we
saying.
just breathe in Pat Mahomes.
We're in the Mahomes era and everybody's just living in it.
It just is what it is until the Vikings.
Hey, I couldn't even be mad we lost like that. At least we're losing to like one of the greatest to ever play it. It's like, well,
That's all you can say.
at least we didn't lose to Trent Dilfer.
Yeah. And I hope
But-
the stupid guys in y'all's high up organization do not kick the tires on Brock Purdy.
You
Brock
can't.
Purdy-
That's the future. That's the kid. That's the kid you roll with the entire way. I know they're sporadic about their moves. They're very emotional based. But I think right now, what a better way to go out than go prove this wrong. All of you have picked them. And remember, in these episodes, if you haven't remembered, if you go back and scroll through each episode, the Lone Ranger always wins.
Wow.
Am I lying?
That's true. I'm the only one that picked. Just to put
So
it out
I'll
there, I
see
was
you
the only
next
one.
week on top.
I was the only one to pick the Chiefs to beat the Ravens. I was the only one that said the Chiefs would win. So
But we
Right.
all felt stupid for going against Mahomes. So yeah, I get it.
Yeah, we all feel stupid. Listen,
and that's what you'll say on Monday. I should
Yeah, I'm
never have
not
gone against Mahomes. That's what.
Listen,
Brandon
I
was
love Mahomes, dude. He's like Steph Curry to me, man. I'm just enjoying the moment. It's like LeBron. Like I'm just enjoying the moment. Like this is greatness. I'm gonna appreciate him, good or bad. But remember, guys, remember this: the last time he was in the Super Bowl and he lost, his offensive line was depleted.
But his offensive line is not depleted. It's just-
Shit, he's missing an All-Pro guard.
But
And you know who we got? You know what interior we got?
Hey, but guess what?
He
That
has an
interior,
all-pro center.
that interior is
He
not,
got a
as,
line,
not
bro.
as good. The interior is not as good as the Baltimore Ravens. So
No.
You're 100% correct. Now, let's just think about this. The only way we've got to keep 15 off the field and we've got to contain him. Bosa, stop going in that wide 9 and running into a 7. Contain that man. That's all you got to do.
easier said than done.
Sounds easy.
It is easier said than done. Mahomes is at a level to where you just got to make him make a mistake. And you just got to play discipline. He's too good. He's too good. And it's just like, well, we hope he just makes a mistake, right? Let's just play discipline, strip the ball, because the guy's going to get his. He's a stud. And he's got a crazy mentality. But there's a killer that's sitting on the offensive side of the ball that everybody is doubting. And what better way to go out with this?
Killer
The Disney story is written, dog.
It is written.
It's written.
It's cute.
It's gonna be a badass story. Like,
It's
hey, but if he wins it, kudos to Mahomes. If we win it, boy,
Yeah.
the Texas Rangers and the 49ers win. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Won't hear the end of it.
We won't.
My son's got to see this, man. He's got to see it. I've seen it when I was a kid at 7 years old. I've waited so long for this. You got a taste of it, don't you? You've had a taste of sample size for quite some time. It's my time now, okay?
You didn't get a chance to watch Joe.
Yes, I did. No, I didn't see Joe Cool. I was too young, but I idolized Steve Young because I was a left-handed quarterback. So that's the guy I looked up to, right? So seeing him at 7 years old and then seeing how this transition has formed, it's like, man, what better way? You've waited damn near 30 years to see this. 30 years.
Beautiful.
All BS aside, Brandon,
It's time.
I'll be happy for you if your team wins. But
Yeah.
for right now, man,
It's respect,
49ers,
man. It's
bro.
all
I'm a
love,
Cowboys
man.
fan.
I'll be
Hey,
happy.
we're-
You know, mom's a 49ers fan. So
Oh, yeah, your mom's
I'll be
a
happy for
diehard
y'all.
fan.
I won't
Yeah.
be bitter. I definitely won't be bitter.
No.
I don't care about
You'll
my
be the
prediction.
team that beat us. Look
Yeah,
at that.
I still know. All right.
You got a ticket.
Y'all got
back.
lucky. All right.
Yeah, you
I
couldn't
know.
get to the playoffs, but you beat the 49ers.
Hey, look,
That's
man,
right.
look, man, look,
That
man.
was our
We're
Super
here.
Bowl.
It's the Super Bowl. It's time. At least there's one co-host that made the Super Bowl. Their teams made the Super Bowl. Maybe next year it could be one of you guys, right?
Oh.
Let's
And I'll be the
go.
first to
Quarterback,
congratulate
baby. Let's
you.
go.
It's all love. It's all love. At
I
the
don't
end of the
think
day,
so.
we got two great teams. I think the NFL got it right. We're going to have a great show. And go Niners, man. We'll see what happens. I'm excited, bro. 30 years. Come on, baby.
Hey, it was a pleasure having you on. You know what I mean? I feel like we've been talking sports for years. You know what I mean? I'm glad you got to come do it here on the couch with the guys.
Man, I'm so glad. I'm so glad, man. This is
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for
Oh, this
coming
was
out.
awesome. Thank you. I
Thanks for
appreciate
joining
it.
us.
Yes,
I
man.
appreciate you guys for having me, man.
Yeah, Super Bowl. We had to extend this thing and go a little bit longer than what we normally do. But hey, it is what it is. Without further ado, we out here. Play that theme music.
Boom, boom, boom. Boom,
Come on,
boom,
Niners, please,
boom.
Niners, please, please.
Chiefs
Chiefs, just give
Kingdom.
it. Chiefs,
Chiefs
just give us one. Just give us. Just give us one, Chiefs. Just give us one. Just give us one. Give us one.